Hello everyone. Today let's start a new chapter, chapter 9, which is about something useful in a right angle triangle. We call this useful thing the Pythagoras theorem. And for chapter 8, we're gonna revise everything in chapter 8 after the school resume. So let's look at this chapter. First of all, I would like to introduce you a very popular math operation or symbol, which is this one. Do you know how to call this symbol? We may call this a root or a square root. So usually we call this a square root. So on your calculator you may find this button. This one is the square root. For example, we can pronounce this as square root of 144. And what is square root of 144? You may use your calculator. First of all, hit the root button, and then 144. 144. Okay? Square root of 144, and then you hit the execute. Then you will have the result is 12, which is very nice, an integer. Then what about this? Square root of 81. Square root of 81. Then we have 9. And this one is square root of 16, which is 4. The result is 4. What about this? Square root of 6.25. It is 2.5. So this is how we calculate the result of square root number. But sometimes the result is not that nice, not that short. So, for example, if we have to find square root of 102, let's see what is it. Square root of 102. Oh, it is such a long number. You see that it is 10.0995094. So from the calculator, we've got this answer. But this is so inconvenient to use this number because it is too long. And therefore, usually when we call this a very long number with many decimal numbers. After the decimal point, there are so many numbers. Usually we have to use an approximated value. A value which is very close to this value, but not that long. So usually we have to give our answer in a standard format. Say, correct to 3 significant figures. So let's try to rewrite this number into 3 significant figures. So 3 significant figures means that starting from the first non-zero number, we have to count 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3. And then let's stop here. We're going to use these 3 numbers. But we have to check one thing, which is the number behind the last number, this one. We have to check this number to see if this number is big enough. What does it mean by big enough? If it is 5 or more than 5, then it is big enough. So what do you think? Is this number big enough? Yes, obviously, it's much bigger than 5, so it is big enough. If it is big enough, then we have to add 1. We have to add 1 into the last number, so that the number will become 10.1. And after that, all this number will be erased. We don't need them anymore. So this is a number very close to the original value. And whenever you write this in an approximated format, you have to tell how accurate is your answer. We know that this is not the exact value. The exact value should be 10.09950494. This is the exact one. This is not the exact one. Therefore, you have to tell people how accurate is your answer. And this answer is correct. This is the abbreviation of corrected. Corrected to 3 significant figures. This is the abbreviation of significance, and this is the abbreviation of figures. So you have to write this down whenever you give an approximated value. Okay, let's try to do one more. What about square root of 33? Square root of 33. So let's see what is it. Oh, it is 5.74456267. So we've got this. And as you see that it is so inconvenient to use this value, so many numbers. Therefore, we give our answer in an approximated value. We just need to give our answer in approximated value. So that usually we give in this format. This is the most popular format, correct to 3 significant figures. So let's see what are the first 3 non-zero numbers. Starting from the first non-zero number, we have to count 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna use these 3 numbers. And then before you continue, you have to check what is the next number. Is this number big enough? So do you remember what does it mean by big enough? When it is 5 or more than 5, it is big enough. So what about this? No, it is not big enough. 4 is not big enough. Therefore, do we need to add 1 plus 1? No need, we do not need to add 1. Therefore, our number will become just 5.74. We do not need to add 1 to the last number because 4 is not big enough. So our number is 5.74, and because this is not the exact value, this is just an approximated value. Therefore, you have to tell people how accurate is this number. This answer is corrected to 3 significant figures. Put this down. Okay? So let's continue. Let's do some more. What about square root of 700? Use your calculator. You may find this 26.4575131, and you have to give your answer in 3 significant figures. So where to start? Start from the first non-zero number. We're going to use 1, 2, 3, these 3 numbers. 1, 2, 3. And then what to do next? Yes, we have to check the next number. Is this number big enough? What do you think? Yes, it is 5. When it is 5 or more than 5, it is big enough. So that, yes, it is big enough. Then what do we do? If it is big enough, then the last number we have to add 1. Add 1 to the last number. So the answer should become 26.5. Okay? Do we stop here? Is there anything else that we have to tell people? Yes, you have to tell people how accurate is your answer. You have to write this down. This answer is corrected to 3 significant figures. Okay? What about 88? Square root of 88. Use your calculator. You may find 9.3808315. And if you have to give your answer in 3 significant figures, that means that we need to use the first 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3. And then let's check the next number. Is this big enough? Obviously no, 0 is less than 5. So then what should be our final answer? 9. Yes, because it is no, we do not need to add 1. Therefore, our number should be just 9.38. Okay? Don't forget to put this down. This number is corrected to 3 significant figures. Alright? Okay, so this is the first part of today, and then the second part. I also need to tell you how to get rid of the square. You remember that we call this a square, right? This is x to the power of 2 or x squared. So if you are given an equation x squared equal to y, then what to do if I don't want to have the square here? If you don't want to have the square here, you can move this square to the other side. But when you do this, move the square to the other side, it becomes something totally different. When you move the square to the other side, the square, when you move it to the other side, it becomes a square root. So when you move the square to here, it becomes a square root. And since it is already moved, therefore we don't have the square here anymore. Therefore, x will become square root of y. So this is the process. This is how we get rid of the square. When you don't want to have the square, you may move it to the other side of the equation and it becomes a square root. So x is equal to square root of y. So what about a square equal to b? If I don't want to have the square, what should I do? Move it to the other side. The square, move it to the other side, it will become a square root, so that we have square root of b, and don't forget to cross this out because it is already moved. And therefore, the result is that a equals to square root of b. Example. So if you are given this equation x squared equal to 70, and then you want to know what is x. So first of all, you have to get rid of the square. What to do? Move the square to the other side, it becomes square root. So that we have x equal to square root of 70. And then you're going to use your calculator, square root of 70. We have, oh, this is such a not nice number, so long. So we have this. And therefore, we have to rewrite our answer in a nice way. So usually we give our answer to 3 significant figures. So 3 significant figures start from the first non-zero number 1, 2, 3. So these 3 numbers. And then remember what to check? Yes, check the next number. Do you think that this number is big enough? Yes, because it is more than 5. So it is big enough. Therefore, we have to add 1 to the last number. And therefore, our answer should be written as 8.73. Okay? Anything else that I should put? Yes, you have to tell people how accurate is your answer. Your answer is accurate to the third numbers, corrected to 3 significant figures. Okay? Let's do one more. What about y squared equal to 102? So if you are given this and then you have to tell people what is y. So you have to get rid of the square. Let's bring this square to the other side and it becomes a square root. So we have square root of 102. And then using calculator, we find a very ugly result, very long number. So we have to rewrite our answer in a nice way. So usually give your answer in 3 significant figures. Start from the first non-zero number 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's check the next number. Is it big enough? Yes, 9 is obviously more than 5, so that we have to add 1. Your answer should be written as 10.1. This is corrected to 3 significant figures. Okay, so starting from today, I need you to do your math on a paper. So this is some examples that I'm going to do with you. Classwork 1. So you may find today's homework also on the Google Classroom. This is just a classwork. You will find a worksheet. This is the homework. So you may do your math on any paper. For example here. So write down your class and class number. I am from 2E. I am number 50. So this is Mr. Chiu, and I'm doing classwork. This is 1. Okay. So then you may start the first one. You have to evaluate square root of 32 times 2. So 32 times 2, right? What is 32 times 2? 32 times 2 becomes 64. That means square root of 64. Okay? And then using calculator, what is square root of 64? Oh, this is nice. It becomes 8. So the first one is done. And then what about the second one? You have to evaluate square root of 324 plus square root of 81. So let's deal with them one by one. What about square root of 324? What is that? Oh, it's 18. And then what about square root of 81? Using calculator, square root of 81, it becomes 9. So we're going to add them up. 18 plus 9, 18 plus 9 becomes 27. Okay, number 2 is also done. So, and then let's jump to number 5. Number 5. You have to evaluate square root of 12.3 and you have to give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So, square root number 5, square root of 12.3 using calculator. Square root of 12.3. Oh, it becomes 3.507135583. And we have to give our answer to 3 significant figures so that you have to rewrite the answer. 1, 2, 3. We're going to take these 3 numbers. And then we have to check the next number. Is it big enough? Yes, 7 is big enough. Therefore, we have to add 1 to the last number. Therefore, your answer should be 3.51. Okay? Remember that whenever you give an approximated value, you have to write down how accurate it is. Correct, CORR dot, corrected to 3 significant, SIG dot, this is the abbreviation of significant, and then FIG dot means figures, correct to 3 significant figures. Okay? And then let's jump to, what about number 8? Oh, you have to find the value of x. Also give your answer in 3 significant figures. So let's start from here. 8 squared, number 8. X squared equals to 55. Yes, we have to find x. So what should we do? What can we do? We want x only, not the square. Can you get rid of the square? Yes, bring the square to the other side and it will become square root. So that the whole thing will become x equal to square root of 55. And now use your calculator, square root of 55. Oh, we've got such a long number. X equal to 7.416198487. And of course we need to rewrite our answer in a better way. So usually 3 significant figures. 1, 2, 3. These 3 numbers. And then what about what to do next? We have to check the next number. Is this number big enough? Yes, 6 is bigger than 5. Therefore, we have to add 1 to the last number here. And therefore, your answer should be 7.42. X equals to 7.42. And this answer is corrected to 3 significant figures. Okay? So, today you have this homework to do. This is worksheet 1. You've got 14 questions. So please do them on a paper, and after that use your phone to take a picture. Take a picture of your math and then upload to the classroom, to the Google Classroom, and submit to me so that I can mark for you. Okay? So if you don't understand, you may call me, give me a call. I'm Mr. Chiu, 97041022. You may call or WhatsApp me if you have any difficulties to submit your work. Okay? I'm looking forward to mark your work. So see you next time. Bye.